Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the August 19th, 2026 Conservation Commission hearing meeting. The Wareham Conservation Commission will hold a meeting under Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, the Town of Wareham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Division 6, and any other applicable laws. All hearings of the Wareham Conservation Commission are held simultaneously under the authorities of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act and the Town of Wareham Wetland Protection Bylaw, Division 6. Although a single decision of the Commission is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. All matters listed may involve a decision and possible vote. Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Scott Sobey.
Paula Jean O'Neill.
Sandy Slavin.
And Michael Mercier.
Scott Parr, Associate.
So we have a W. Scott and a Dr. Scott to keep you apart. W. Scott is still associated, hasn't been appointed by the Select Board yet, so we have 4 members. We have a quorum. Excuse me, I need to find some water. Didn't bring it. All right, first hearing, please.
All right, so I need to open up here. All right. Pursuant to the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Wareham Wetland Protective Bylaw, Division 6, a public hearing will be held in Room 520, Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass, on Wednesday, August 19th, at 6 p.m. Okay, so the first one. On request for determination of applicability for a Mr. David Arsenault at 12 Hastings Street, Stowe, Massachusetts, 01775. And this will be, just give me a second here, I scroll down. All right. Constructs new Title V sewage disposal system to replace failed cesspool, map 28, lot 7, 3 Spindrift Lane in Wareham, Mass. And before I call a notice to open a hearing, I just want to make a note that on one of the, on the abutters list, a Miss Alice Edwards, I happen to personally know, but we have not had any discussions about this property whatsoever. So, can I get a notice to open hearing, please?
I have that motion.
Second.
And I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. The Brian Grady is in the Board of Health meeting. I did see him when I was there, and he asked if we could table all his hearings until he can join us. So I'd like to take a motion to table.
So moved.
3. I have
Second.
that motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next one, please.
So,
Madam Chair,
Yes.
may I interrupt?
Yes.
I'm at the end of the hearing and would request a continuance since we don't have a full board. Would you allow me to request that continuance now, or should I wait?
You want, for what, Nazi's 4 properties?
37 Prospect Street.
Oh, 37 Prospect?
It's right at the end.
You're correct, if we,
I spoke with Josh this afternoon, and it was his impression we needed, out of a 7-member
Kwame's
board,
come. Sorry, Kwame has
need
come.
4 votes.
Kwame has just joined us,
Yeah.
so that gives us 5 votes. And we only have 6 members. Jessica's missing, so if we hear your hearing,
Yep.
she will no longer be able to vote.
That's
because
the reason why
She missed one, so
I'd rather continue it if I don't have all available voting members present.
we're missing one, and Jessica.
Correct.
She hasn't moved on to another department or committee yet, so she's missing, so I would like to take, can I take I will get this right. Can I take a motion to table, wait a minute, 37 Prospect Street?
Continue.
Continue. Table. I got it, table.
All right. 2 weeks?
We continued until
September
9,
2?
No, September, I think, September
9.
2nd. 9/2, correct.
9/2. I'll take a motion to continue the pier at 37 Prospect until 9/2.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I thank you for letting me interrupt. I apologize to everyone else.
Okay, so we just have to, will Jessica be back?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I would like to have all 6 of us here who have
Okay.
heard all of the hearings on this property.
All right, same
All in-
here. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Just a note, Madam Chair, that Scott, W. Scott will not be able to vote since he wasn't a voting member.
He's not a voting member now,
So if
Yes.
he is the next, and September 2nd, he still won't be able to vote because
because he was not a voting member at the time we had the hearings.
That's
You
right.
went through that, so you know what it's, yes.
All right, so if he gets appointed between now and then,
He doesn't,
he still won't count.
he cannot vote on the hearing.
All right, I at least want 6. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. The next one, please.
Is it going to be
Brett
18
Meredith,
Carver, or are we moving on from that?
no, 18 North Carver.
So it is that one, okay. Okay, number 2. On the request for determination of applicability for Brett Linda Meredith Rinta for 18 Carver Road, Wareham, Mass. 02576. Expands a existing tailwater recovery pond established in 1996 from 1.9 acres to 2.9 acres for the purpose of creating additional water storage capacity off the Wewianick River for irrigation. All water applied to the contributing cranberry bogs will be returned to the tailwater pond for reuse, thus reducing the water drawn from the Wewianick River. The pond will also provide storage for stormwater moving through the cranberry bogs from both Rocky Maple bogs and P&S cranberry bogs that can sequestered rather for filtering and or used for irrigation. Map 104, lot 104-9A, 18 North Carver Road in Wareham, Mass. And can I get a notice to open hearing, please?
That's your motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor? The
Aye.
hearing is open. Now, I have a note here that they are withdrawing the application. I've not seen the formal withdrawal, so I recommend we continue to 9/2 until we get the final formal request. I'll get it right, I really will.
Move to continue to September 2nd.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? We'll continue it until the 2nd. Looking for formal withdrawal. Next one, please.
All right. On the request for determination of applicability for Joseph Lemieux, 18 Diners Way, Wareham, Mass. 02571. Upgrade a failed sewage disposal system within the buffer zone to a bordering wetland. Map 83, lots 1016A, 18 Diners Way in Wareham, Mass. And can I get a notice to open the hearing, please?
That's the motion, and I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. Brian Grady is tied up with the Board of Health. I would take a motion to table.
So moved.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. We're tabled. Next one, please.
All right. On the request for determination of applicability for, and if I mispronounce this, my deepest apologies, Vicky Silik, 46 Great Neck Road in East Wareham, Mass. 02538. The applicant proposes the installation of a temporary 15-foot by 30-foot above-ground swimming pool within a attached A-frame ladder. The project, is located entirely within a flat, maintained lawn area in the backyard of the existing single-family home. Map 17, 1033E, Lot 17, 1033E, and 46 Great Neck Road in Wareham, Mass. Can I get a notice to open the hearing, please?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Josh, are those the old ones? Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The hearing is open. And who's here representing this swimming pool project? Please come forward. And identify yourselves, please.
Vicky Cheslick.
Todd Cheslick?
Have a seat, please.
And my deepest apologies for getting that wrong.
Talk to about the project, please.
We're just looking to put in an above-ground pool in our backyard, just for recreational, cool off. It will be on a grassy area. There'll be no disturbance to any of the vegetation or trees. The only thing that we'd really be doing is just taking off that top layer of grass, to even out for the pool. We do have a wetland over to the right of the backyard. We also have that perennial stream that runs along the backyard as well.
Okay. There was some concern about your plan. It included a stamped engineering plan. That should have been crossed out because it's not the engineering plan anymore because you modified it.
Okay.
Okay. But I see no reason why we can't accept the handwritten note, right, Josh?
Yeah, I think you guys can even approve the plan as modified if you wanted to cross it out yourself to say that it's
Okay.
not the engineered plan.
So is there anybody here? We'll go across the board. Kwame, questions? on the
I have
project?
I have no questions, thank you.
Michael,
No questions, thank you.
Paula Jean,
No questions.
Dr. Scott,
No questions, thank you.
W. Scott.
Oh, thank you.
I have nothing. I have a note from Christine. May I read it, please? Only requires a thin layer of stone dust, I believe, to set the pool on. Applicant is amenable having the pool pumped out by an outside company. So we do not want that water to drain into your wetland in your backyard.
Correct.
Is there anybody here or in the audience who would like to comment on this project? Yes, please, come forward and identify yourself.
Raymond Carbone.
You got to, Mr. Carbone, you got to get up to the mic.
I live at 47.
Yep, up to the mic, please. So they have to hear you.
I live at 47 Great Neck Road, directly across the street from Vicky and Todd. And I am in complete agreement with this project. They're wonderful neighbors. They respect their property. They're very respectful to the neighbors, so I don't see any problem whatsoever.
Does that mean he gets a free swim?
Of course he does.
Yes, I do. Smart lady.
Thank you, thank you. Anybody else? If not,
Make a motion to
I
close
have
the
a
hearing,
motion to
please.
close the hearing.
Second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstain. And Christine's note was a -3 and a -6 with the water pumped out by an outside source. Unless we think it's unnecessary, but I think we want it pumped out formally.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So moved.
have
Second.
that motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. You got it. Wait for Christine to give you the paperwork,
Okay.
but you got the project.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I did just want to mention, I got an email on Monday from, I think it's a scam, and it said that I had to pay a fee to get an approval from the conservation.
That's a scam.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yes, well, I figured that, but I didn't know if maybe I should report it to somebody, I didn't want it to happen to somebody that,
Forward it to Christine and
Okay.
we'll let our IT department know. It's
Okay.
happening all across the state.
okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Enjoy.
thank you very much.
Madam Chair, just as a note, it's 500, right?
Yes. Did I say 6?
1, 2, 3,
It's 5.
4.
No, you didn't say anything.
I didn't say, it's 500.
Yes, for the note taker.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is done, so that's done. Next one, please.
Okay, on the request for determination of applicability for Mr. Brett Ellis, 845B Sandwich Road in Sagamore, Mass. 02561. Replace existing cesspool with Title V septic system, map 95, lots 1001, 726 County Road in Wareham, Mass. And can I get a notice to open hearing, please?
That's your
Second.
motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I oppose, abstain. The hearing's open. Who's representing this project? Please come forward. And you can give Josh the green cards. Thank you.
Good evening, Glenn Harrington, GeoCape Environmental Consultants, representing Brett Ellis, who is Done Right Excavation and Septic Services. He's the contractor who's going to be doing the site work, and he works for the builder who purchased the property. And the builder is looking to renovate the dwelling, which has sat empty for many years, and the property was constructed 1880, so been sitting for a while.
That's an old cesspool.
Yeah, that is an old cesspool.
Actually, if I may interrupt, that's an old building. It's,
It is.
anyway, continue, sir, I'm sorry.
So this property is about 2.5 acres. It sits at the corner of Pierceville Road and County Road. It has approximately 1.9 acres of wooded swamp, which is also bordered by a cranberry bog. To replace the cesspool, the proposed septic system is going to be a microfast 0.5 treatment unit to a distribution box, and then to a leaching facility made up of flow diffusers and stone. This has not been through the Board of Health yet, but that is the next stop after this.
Okay. Questions? Kwame?
So the leaching field is, where's that going to be again? I'm sorry.
The leaching field
Yeah.
is going to be closer to the county roadside.
So it's on the roads.
Yes, it's about as far as you can get from the wetland as possible. Right now, it's proposed at 84 feet from the wetland.
Perfect. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Michael?
Okay, and you said the county road side, so it's going to be where the county road and Pierceville Road, I believe, is the intersection right over there. So I think that's where the stakes were when I went out there today.
Yes.
Okay, any impact on the trees that are over there? Because there were like a few trees right over at that intersection. Because there were like, maybe like a couple very, very, very close to it. So I was a little, I was just curious about it.
Nothing that need to be excavated. There will be some fill
All right.
for the slope, but the trees should not be impacted.
Okay, and this may or may not be a conservation or whatever issue. Are there any, do you know if there's any like larger aspirations for this house? Because like I said, it's an extremely old house. It's and if you don't know, don't
I
worry
don't
about
know.
it.
I'm not sure.
And any historic preservation issues with this or not? So
Not us.
Again, not us.
Yeah,
Again, like I
not-
said, this may not be.
Not to
Anyway.
my knowledge. Building will take care of that when they
Like I
review
said-
the permit.
Like I said, don't worry about that then. All right, go ahead.
Paula Jean?
No questions, thank you.
Dr. Scott?
From the plans, it's hard for me to tell. Will the old cesspool be disturbed at all in the reconstruction?
It'll be filled in.
Filled in, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. No more questions.
W. Scott?
I have no questions.
Christine's note says erosion
Control.
thank you, is already proposed for this project. Most of the septic is 100-foot BZ, not likely to be an issue for the resource areas. Grading to be done as well as for the SAS, but seems minor in nature. Of course, SAS must be the system.
Soil absorption system, yes.
Thank you. Anybody online or in the audience would like to speak to this project? Seeing none,
Make a motion to close the hearing.
I have a motion to close the hearing. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. The hearing is closed, and Christine's note says a -2 and a -6.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstain. It's done, it's approved. And you'll get your paperwork, Lynn, when Christine, see her,
Okay,
but got it.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And thank you, one more cesspool.
Right.
It's always a good thing.
I knew you were going to like that one.
Yeah. Next one, please.
All right.
Oh, wait, sorry. I want to untable You willing to untable?
Spindrift, yes. You need a motion?
I need a motion to
So moved.
untable Spindrift.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. Please identify yourself.
All right, Grady, GAF Engineering, here for Mr. Arsenault.
Okay, talk to us about this done project.
What this project involves is an upgrade to an existing cesspool. The work only occurs within the floodplain, flood zone. There's no buffer zone activity. The Board of Health just approved the design with a 3-bedroom deed restriction. Let me get the plan open. So as I stated, the only resource area we're working in is the flood zone. System has designed with a nitrogen removal component because it is considered, we are adding a bedroom, so it's new flow. Without the new bedroom, we could have just done a conventional Title V design. And if I could respond to any questions.
Kwame, anything?
No questions, thank you.
Michael?
Yeah, a couple questions here. First of all, would this be done during a certain time of year? For example, say like August or like October, for example, or?
It could be installed at any time of year.
Okay. Secondly, would the, it is somewhat tight, or at least in that area, Spindrift Lane, as opposed to the other side, for example. Would any equipment be coming in through the side closer to the golf course, or be coming in closer to the beach?
We'll probably come in on the golf course
Golf
end
course.
of Spindrift.
All
That
right.
would be the closest, and it doesn't have to go through that bumpy section of
All right.
road, and then that's where the existing driveway is on the golf course section of Spindrift.
All right. Okay, so I had, thank you.
Paula Jean?
I just wondered if the line of cedar trees in the back, in between the house on the beach side, they're back to back, if they're going to remain untouched.
As you drive in the driveway to the left on the,
It's, if you come in on the golf course side, and then there's the house and the driveway, then behind it, there's a line of cedar trees, which is really the only separation between that and the house behind it.
well, the system is 10 feet off the property line. There's some cedar trees. I don't think they were awful big.
They were good size for
Yeah.
cedars, they were maybe,
But the
10,
good thing
12-inch
is there's
diameter.
good sand there, so depending on how much remove and replace they
Yeah.
have to do, they might affect some of the roots, but the trees shouldn't be.
you're not going to take them down.
Directly
That's good, because
impacted,
it's
no.
going to be pretty barren without them, there's not much there.
Agreed, yes.
Okay. Good, so they'll stay if you can get away with it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, it's,
Thank
right,
you.
I'm sure they want to keep them as well.
Yeah, okay.
Dr. Scott?
No questions, thank you.
W. Scott?
No questions, thank you.
Again, I'm very glad to see the cesspool go away. Christine's note is, it is in a NHESP priority estimated habitat, although unlikely to have any significant effects on species. That was her comments. Is there anybody in the audience or online that would like to comment on this activity? I'm seeing none.
Motion to close the hearing?
I have a motion to
Second.
close the hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Christine's recommendation was a -2 and a -6.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. The project is approved.
Thank you.
I would like to untable 18 Diners Way.
So moved.
I have that motion.
Second?
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. It is untabled. And who's here representing that project, please?
Thank you, Brian Grady, GAF Engineering. Here for Mr. Lemieux. Again, this project involves upgrading a failed sewage disposal system. The work occurs within the buffer zone to a bordering vegetated wetland. For those of you who were able to visit the site, see the stakes, the system's located in the front yard. Yes, unfortunately, that beautiful tree will have to go as part of the upgrade. Board of Health has reviewed and approved the plan. We'll be replacing the existing septic tank as well as the leaching field. We are proposing an IA component as part of this upgrade. And if I could respond to any questions.
Okay, Kwame,
No questions, thank you.
Michael,
No questions. You already addressed them with my concern with the tree. Thank you.
Paula Jean,
Tree, no questions. Thanks.
Dr. Scott,
No questions, thank you.
W. Scott.
No questions, thank you.
Comments from Christine. There's a COC, Certification of Compliance, request that we'll deal with later on this meeting. There are a few unpermitted activities, but the work was conducted in 2001 and 2002. Septic unlikely to cause significant effects, but may recommend erosion control around limit of work and replacement of a 36-inch maple to be removed. Crushed stone seating area and bulkhead not included in the original plan, so a $200 fine for these. That is her comment. Is there anybody in the audience or online that would like to comment on this particular project? Seeing none, hearing none.
Make a motion to close the
We
hearing,
have a
please.
motion to close the
Second.
hearing and a second. All in favor? Aye. Hearing is closed. Her recommendation is that a -3 and a -6 with erosion controls around the limit of work, $200 fine twice for seating area and bulkhead, and a replacement of a tree. We should talk about the size of the tree.
Yes, yeah. I would think we're going to have the tree replaced with one of the similar size.
36 inches?
36-inch red
Pretty,
maple.
Companies do it.
Yeah, I don't think that's,
There's
Maybe
no
one that'll
place to
grow
put
at that
it,
point, but
number
it's-
one, because we can't put it near the
Can't put it in the
system.
same spot.
No, it can't go in the same spot because of the roots, the drip line.
Okay, then we're really not replacing it, we're just putting something else there.
Correct. And the plan does show erosion control, so that's already on the plan.
so. Josh, what size tree should we ask for a planting? 5 gallon? 2 inches? 3 inch?
I think you should probably rely less on size and more on survivability. I wouldn't condition it on size, I would condition it on ensuring survivability. So, something along, I mean, you could do it on both, of course, but if you were going to do something smaller, I would increase the survivability standpoint of it. So like let's say a 5 gallon and, sorry, is this an RDA or an NOI?
What about a couple of small
It's
ones?
an
RDA.
It's an RDA, so it's the idea of finding a location on the property that's not within the 30-foot, that it has enough sun so a tree can survive. So it does limit where it can be placed, but I would like to see a tree.
I don't think you guys should be against putting it in your 30-foot no activity. That's plantings.
But they're up against the forest.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I don't have the benefit of the plan in
You know,
front of me.
I'm concerned about having so much shade
Well, a
that it
shade
won't
loving-
survive.
A shade-loving variety, perhaps, of tree.
Well, see, I'd like to replace it with a maple.
Yeah, that would be nice. How about a dozen beach plums?
No,
Brian, the tree that's coming out is it a red maple?
It's some sort of maple. I'm not sure if it's a red maple, right?
a 36-inch red maple?
Yeah, I believe it. I don't know.
Take it?
Yeah, you only call it a maple on here.
Yeah.
I think the red,
See, I would like to have a Japanese maple, but that's
oh,
that's
it's
me.
not, that's not a native species.
And that's, I didn't say whether it was or was not, I'm just saying that's my, so here we have an issue, we have a two $200 fines and a replacement and a planting of a tree.
And erosion.
Erosion control, which is on the plan, -3, -6. So I'm looking at a 5-gallon tree that is to be placed on the property with a survival of 2 years,
2 growing seasons.
2 growing seasons.
2 growing
If
seasons.
it doesn't grow in if it dies, it has to be replaced. It is an order of, this is not a order, this is a RDA.
Yep.
So,
Still appropriate. You can do it.
someone want to take a hint at, she says a -2 and a negative,
Oh, if it was -3.
3 and -6, you said.
wait a minute, I got the right, 3 and 6, yep.
I'll move that this negative finding, -3 and -6, plus with attention to the erosion controls, which are already in the plans, $400 of fines for 2 violations totaling $400, and replacement of the maple tree with a native species tree.
5-gallon native species, I think that.
Yeah, 5-gallon
was
native
mentioned.
species.
Guaranteed 2-year survival.
Yeah, 2 growing seasons.
All right. I heard that as the motion.
So moved.
I have-
Second.
I have a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstain. Okay,
Thank you.
Good.
the next one we have is 3 Allen
Allen,
Ave.
Okay. On the request for determination of applicability for Mr. Matthew Desert, 3 Allen Avenue, Wareham, Mass. 02571. And before I make a notice to open the hearing, I have to make a note to the board that Mr. Desert, I happen to know Mr. Desert. He's he's a routine customer where I work, and although he hasn't really spoken to me about this project. However, I had a difficult time finding the property. We did run into each other yesterday, and he did assist me with finding the property. Other than that, my comments tonight have absolutely no bearing at all to that. So,
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a notice to open the hearing, please.
You want to read it?
Oh, I
did,
thought you did.
He did.
What, repairing an existing
did.
retaining wall?
Oh,
did.
I thought so.
Oh, so, okay, I'll do
Wait a
it again.
minute, I don't remember hearing it.
Repairing a retaining wall and replacing existing deck and footings in the same footprint. Map 50F, Lot 138, 3 Allen Avenue in Wareham, Mass. And no open hearing, please.
That's the motion,
Second.
and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
And who's here representing the project?
Matthew Desert, I'm the homeowner.
Okay, talk to us what you'd like to do.
So we bought the house last year, very poor condition. Deck is since collapsed. So we just intend on keeping the same footprint, replacing footings exactly where they are. We're gonna use precast footings, so it'll be a one-day dig it, bury it. So there shouldn't be any erosion, no piles of standing dirt, anything like that, so. And then the retaining wall is collapsing over, so we just wanna remove and replace.
Kwame, questions?
Retaining wall.
Do you want to see it?
I kind of remember looking at the plan. The existing retaining wall is like basically all this in disarray, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so what are you going to use for the product?
We're gonna pour a concrete.
It'll just be poured concrete? Okay. And what kind of erosion controls are you going to be using for the site?
So the deck is about 50 feet into the buffer, so
Thank you, Sandy.
about 20 feet down, I was going to do silt fence and hay bales.
Or wattles.
Oh, wattles, yes.
That would be easier, then you wouldn't have to deal with the hay bale.
That sounds terrific.
Okay,
Perfect, thank you.
Michael?
Okay, Kwame already addressed my concerns with the retaining wall, actually. Trying to get this right here. So the decks are actually where those current, where those current,
Footings.
those are now? Okay, so those are only my two concerns then. Thank you.
Okay.
Paula Jean?
No other questions, thank you.
Dr. Scott?
No questions, thank you.
W. Scott?
Mr. Desert, did you submit any photographs or are there any pictures of the current property?
I believe my wife brought some to Christine, but
Okay. Thank you.
Would you like to see?
Yeah, here.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you.
Is there anybody online or in the audience who'd like to speak to this project at 3 Allen Ave? Christine's, I see none and hear none, so Christine's comment, house is already under repair. Deck and retaining wall need repair. How will the work be conducted?
I'm sorry.
How will the work be conducted?
So like I said, it's going to be a one-day project with the deck footings, which is really closest to the ocean. The retaining wall's kind of on the street side.
Manually dug?
No, excavation, with an excavator. But I have
Okay.
new equipment. It's not going to be some leaky thing on the ocean front. But we will be digging with an excavator.
The wall looks like it could be repaired by hand if that's the case, but the deck needs new footings. So how much which would be a small amount of digging? That's her comment. So new footings and a total replacement of that concrete wall with in-like concrete pouring.
Correct.
Those are her comments. I see no one else to speak to
Actually-
this.
Over here,
W. Scott has his hand
Yes,
up.
say some, yeah, I didn't see the hand, sorry.
No problem. One of these photographs shows a patio block kind of structure. The top one?
Oh, that's just me taking a picture of the deck.
Oh, that's the deck?
The deck is in the background.
Oh, in the background.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's another retaining wall that's parallel to Allen Ave.
Mm-hmm.
That's all busted up. We'll be removing that, but that's manual stuff.
It was a bad photo.
Not at all.
Oh, you found the house, so you get a prize. for-
I found the
No
house.
numbers on the houses down there, it's like, it was a guess.
Well, there's a bylaw. Needless to say, it's not enforced.
Yeah.
Okey dokey. So if there's nothing else,
Make a motion to close the
thank you.
hearing,
I
please.
have a motion to close the hearing.
Second?
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I oppose, abstain. Christine's recommendation is a -2 and a -6.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I opposed, abstain. You have it. See Christine for your proper paperwork, but it's approved.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. Next one, please.
All right. Are we, no, all right. Okay, on the request for determination of applicability for Ms. Heather Oswald, 13 Arnold Street, Wareham, Mass. 02576. Replace front lumber retaining wall, replace with concrete block retaining walls. Map 783, Lot J, 13 Arnold Street in Wareham, Mass. And can I get a notice to open the hearing, please?
Thank you.
Second.
Should take a couple of those.
I'm sorry. Did I hear a motion?
Yeah, and Kwame give the second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
I oppose, abstain. The hearing is open. Who's here representing the project?
Heather Oswald.
And Kevin Oswald?
Okay, talk to us what you would like to do.
We currently have a 54-foot retaining wall in the front of our house that's made of wood, and it's rotting and basically falling down, and we're just looking to have it replaced.
Okay. Questions, start with Kwame.
Hi, so who's doing the work? Are you doing the work yourself?
We
or
have
you
a company
haven't-
that's going to do the work. Island Landscaping out of Sandwich.
Oh, okay. And there's already some kind of retaining wall that's already built already, right?
Yes, currently it's a 6x6 wooden wall, and it's almost 20 years old, and it's
Being
pretty much
pushed.
rotting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Freeze and thaw is pushing the wall right over.
Right. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Michael,
No questions, thank you.
Paula Jean,
So just confirming, it's going to be, when it's done, it'll be in the exact same place that the
Yes,
current
ma'am.
one is. I know we talked about it, looked
Yeah.
at it. I
Yes.
was just asking. Thank you.
Dr. Scott.
So are there currently footings under the wood wall?
I don't believe so, no.
So for this block wall, will you be excavating to put a footing down?
It's only going to be crushed stone underneath a block. What we're going to use cement blocks with pegs and glue, and so they'll have to, possibly half the block will be in the dirt, so not much at all, if anything, for a footing. No cement footing or anything like
Okay.
that.
Thank you. No further questions?
W. Scott.
I see references to historical permits in the record. Is there any relationship between what you're doing and any of the historical permits?
I don't believe so,
I don't
no.
know anything about historical permits.
Okay?
We bought the house in 2018, so I don't know if there were things existing prior to us buying it.
I may be reading the file wrong, too. I'm new.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the house is only 20 years old.
Yeah, it's not that old at all.
Okay. No further questions.
Is there anybody online or in the audience to speak to this project? I'm seeing none. Christine's comments are, the wetland looks to be a bit further back than shown on the mass mapper, also a higher elevation than the retaining wall. Wall much closer to the street, so unlikely to impact on bordered vegetation wetlands. I'm not sure what she's trying to say. The wetland looks to be a bit further back than shown on the mass mapper. Also a higher elevation than the retaining wall. Wall much closer to the street, so unlikely to impact the bordered.
Yeah,
Okay,
our
makes
wetlands
sense.
is in the back of our house.
Okay.
and This is in the.
Very
The front.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Right on the road.
Anybody? If not,
Make a motion to close the hearing,
I have a
please.
motion to close the hearing.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Christine's recommendation was a -2 and a -6, and negative is a good thing. That's the motion, -2 and a 6.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. You have your project on. Wait for you to get your paperwork from Christine before you start it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Madam Chair, if I may, Scott, those historic permits that you were referencing, when the town moved into the OpenGov permitting system, that was the building department's way of organizing older permits that were only logged in a paper format.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We now go into notice of intent. These are 4 properties that are linked together, so let's start with the first one.
All right. The request for notice of intent for, guess I'm going to pronounce this right, I'm not sure, Elite Main Street LLC, and it's repeated, Elite Main Street LLC, 20 Tower Terrace, Wareham, Mass. 02571. The applicant is proposing to construct a new duplex dwelling with associated site improvements. A portion of this work will occur within the 100-foot buffer zone to an isolated vegetated wetland. A portion of the proposed dwelling is within the buffer zone. The other work within the buffer zone is graded associated with the dwelling, installation of dry walls and construction of retaining walls. No work will occur within the 50-foot no-activity zone, map 61, lot 1016A, 481, 483, Main Street, Wareham, Mass. And can I get a notice to open the hearing, please?
Second?
That's the motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. The hearing is open, and please identify yourself.
Brian Grady with GAF Engineering, here for the applicant.
Brian, excuse me for a minute. Madam Chairman, I believe I need to recuse myself in this matter because of an association with the applicant.
All right. I will not ask you questions, and you will not be voting.
Thank you.
So you can listen. I'm not going to ask you to leave the table. Keeping what you've seen here is originally there were 3 lots along the road, and it got divided into into 4 lots. So that's why the numbers are changing, because there used to be 3 homes there, and they got shortened in order to put in 4 projects.
Well, there were 2 homes, a commercial building, and then there's the existing screen house, which
And,
is
yeah, we're not
still
touching
there.
that. Yeah.
So the assessors renumbered the lots when we prepared an A&R, dividing the lots to make sense to current standards.
Okay.
So the assessor renumbered them, as you see here. So it gets a little confusing with the old and the new numbers, but we're using the new numbers so that when and if we receive an order of conditions, it will be recorded with the new address, so there's no confusion in the future.
Okay, let's start with the new 483, which is next to the house opposite the Methodist Church. That's the furthest one out of Wareham, if you...
Yeah, that's also church property, the existing house next
Yep.
door. And as you know, there's some remnants of a gravel parking area in the front. So what the proposal is, as stated in the advertisement, to construct a duplex with associated site improvements, which include dry wells for roof runoff. These duplexes, if you've been on site, you've seen that it's a sloping property. So we're proposing these with walkouts in the back. And if you look at the project as a whole, we're showing grading will be necessary to cross property lines. The backs of these homes have retaining walls because of the walkout nature. So if you walk out the basement door, we show a set of stairs coming up to a landing to get you up to the upper level, the front yard of the property. All the associated parking and grading in the front is outside the buffer zone, and we are respecting the 50-foot no-activity zone, which we show, but let me just ask the question. Development, I don't think is clearly defined in your bylaw. Development of 4 units or more. This is one development on one lot, but we're showing the 50-foot.
Yes, they're each individual. They're not a group.
Right.
They're not a development. So yes, so theoretically, you could use 30.
Yeah, I debated that. I'm showing the 50, but
Thank
we
you.
could have shown the 30.
Because each one individually would have accommodated the 30 as opposed to a
Correct.
housing development.
Correct. So that's the project in a nutshell, if I could respond to any questions.
Okay, Kwame, you're up.
Okay, so, and just by looking at the plans, Brian, this is not septic, right? I mean, is it tied into town septic?
Municipal sewer, municipal water, yep.
Oh, it must be nice, huh? Have septic tie-in.
Yes, there are 3 laterals that exist in which these 4 homes, one will be shared, 2 will share one lateral, the other 2 will have their own laterals.
Oh, okay.
So they'll have sewer.
And around that buffer zone, obviously there'll be some kind of like silt fence, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're showing a straw wattle with siltation fence, correct? Yep.
Yep, perfect. Okay, that's all the questions. Thank you.
Michael?
All right, I'm looking at this plan right here, and I'm trying to visualize it because I read down there a few days ago. Whereabouts is the driveway again? Because I'm not seeing it for some odd reason, and maybe I'm just blind here, but that's
It's
fine.
basically centered on the lot.
So it's in the middle.
This is the driveway
So-
right there.
Yeah, there's some, I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know how it shows up on your screen, but
It's kind of,
Driveway, and then it expands for people to
oh,
park.
so it's
and
that
turn
shaded
around.
area then, in the middle?
it's right, it's got some light dots shading is the parking area, correct?
Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm kind of seeing it more and more. Okay. Thank you, and thank you, Madam Chair. And in the back, it says, let's see, proposed, so there would be some trees that would be cut in the back, correct?
Yes, everything up to the 50-foot no activity, correct?
Everything up to the 50-foot no activity. Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
Paula Jean?
I'm just thinking how every day I see some article or comment that indicates that what's catching on is instead of having a lawn, which is kind of like a dead zone as far as wildlife, pollinators, insects, bird food, people are having more of a wildflower pasture kind of field. It's just what people are used to liking aesthetically. We're conditioned to these green lawns. And I was looking at the loom and seed detail, and I wonder if anybody in this project would consider something different than just the green lawn. A little progressive, but,
I
you know,
think that
you know
would be
what
a
I mean.
hard sell.
Yeah, it's a hard
Families
sell until
have a
everybody-
place for children to play.
And with the butterflies and yeah.
I think that might be a hard sell, honestly, because we don't know who's going to be in the units.
Oh, yeah, it is a hard sell, but I figured that the more people hear it and see it and do it, the more it becomes acceptable. So I just thought I'd throw that at you.
No, it's a great idea. I just, it would take the right type of person to
Wouldn't it?
be able to maintain that.
Well, there's not so much maintenance once it's there.
Right.
It maintains itself, as opposed to a
Right.
lawn, constant maintenance.
But this kind of setup, to me, invites a family, you know, a young starting family to get in one side of an affordable duplex or a retiree.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Brian.
Dr. Scott?
Brian, is any part of this project in the land subject to coastal storm flowage?
No.
It's all at least 21 feet above
Uh,
the grade?
Yes, it's all above flood zone.
Okay. And all four of these projects, I know we're supposed to just talk about the one, this project is between Main Street and the railroad right-of-way, is that right?
Correct. This directly abuts the railroad in the back.
Okay, no further questions, thank you.
And we do have an ANRAD for the wetland delineation in the back. We did come before you previously to get that approved as an isolated vegetated wetland.
And so that's the 100, based on that is the 100-foot wetland buffer zone, and there's absolutely, we're not getting close to that isolated vegetated wetland that's up against the train tracks, right?
Yes, we're maintaining that 50 feet.
Okay. The property slopes down. I know, how are you going to catch the water coming off the paved driveway and parking area?
Well, we have those sloped to kind of go to small little infiltration areas, little depressions that will be created in the landscaped area, the lawn areas. So if you see the grading just southerly of the driveway, we kind of show this little hammerhead. That's a depression in the ground. That will be a landscape feature, an infiltration feature.
That could be where they plant their wildflowers.
It's a start.
Okay. Is there anybody online or in the audience that would like to speak to this particular project? Christine's comments. I have to make sure I get the right one.
I imagine they'll all be very similar.
Yes. The address is currently listed at 481 Main Street, but will rename 483 Main Street. Most of it's outside the conservation jurisdiction, but part of the duplex landing and steps, chamber, and grading and deck are. Grading seems to slope toward the wetlands, but cul-de-sac chambers, Cultric chambers proposed, if not enough, suggest French drains to catch any water runoff. What material is the deck to be made of? Will there be any trees planted after construction is done? Those are her questions.
I imagine the deck will be a composite material, most likely. We're not showing any specific trees being planted. We'll turn it into lawn. I know the project proponent generally likes to put in some arborvitaes to try to define the limits and separate it for some properties. You may have seen some of, across the street. There was a similar project. There's a row of arborvitaes along the property lines to provide some privacy and some separation. So I imagine something like that will go in.
But the vegetation that would be in the front on Main Street would be dealt with what, planning or zoning? Neither?
This doesn't go before planning or zoning.
Okay.
It duplexes as of right.
I just don't, it's outside of what we can ask about. It's outside the 100. I was just wondering, there might be some type of planting near the Main Street to soften the look of the building, but that's not, nope, outside of us.
Well, if you look at the property across the street, you'll see that,
He's done a very good job of,
yes, there's landscaping
Yes.
between the two driveway entrances.
all right, is there anybody online or in the audience that'd like to talk about 483 or 481 Main Street?
Madam Chair, I have a quick question, and
Yes.
this probably doesn't have anything to do with conservation, but what's the size of the lot again?
It's just over 17,000 square feet. 15,000 square feet is required in this zoning district.
Oh, okay, so Josh, what's the, I'm just being naive, but the size of a duplex on a lot, is there any particulars, like how big that duplex could be? Could it be like the whole size of the lot? I mean, I'm just putting it out there, because it could be, right?
Yeah, so again, as you stated, it's not really in your purview, but the zoning bylaws have a calculation for what's called lot coverage and what's called Florida area ratio, and those would determine the size of any particular dwelling on a lot.
Okay.
And I can get you the particulars about this one exactly, but I think when I did do a cursory review of it, it met zoning as appropriate.
Okay, because they could probably just have like 2 lots and 2 big units, and that's it?
Yeah, we have a zoning table. Building coverage per zoning's 20%. We're just over 13%.
And that's from the town of Wareham?
That's the zoning bylaw,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
One of the things we'd like to do is put some type of marker on the property that indicates the no activity zone. Would they be willing to put in some stakes with a sign on it saying no activity so they don't continue to encroach in this particular case, the 50-foot zone?
Yeah, we could do that.
Because you're only going to clear up to that 50-foot, right? So it'd be something that would be there, and they don't have trees, they have shrubbery, they have gucky plants there. It's not forested, it's invaded with invasives. And
Yeah, our surveyor had a difficult time back there, a lot of briars. It's all secondary, tertiary growth.
yeah, so we would not want that disturbed. So if we put some type of marker along that 50-foot zone,
Yeah, you can call for that as a special condition, those little 4x4 posts with
Yep.
the sign that you can provide. Yep.
okay? Anybody else?
Make a motion to close the hearing, please.
Thank you.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. The hearing is closed. The recommendation is, do we have a DEP file?
That's just where I was going.
Oh. No, you can't.
No DEP yet?
They've received the check, but they haven't issued a DP as of when I checked this afternoon.
Then we have to have a
Let me just, I'll check the notice of intent lookup really quick.
We've already
Yeah.
closed the hearing.
We can,
did I? Then we have to unclose the hearing. Can someone remove
So
their
moved
second?
that we reopen the hearing?
Can someone remove their second?
No.
Who seconded it?
I didn't
Nobody?
second. I didn't
Can
second.
someone remove the motion to close the
Make a
hearing?
motion to retable.
Reopen.
Undo.
So the hearing is still open.
second.
We're looking for a,
Just subject to the DEP file number.
yes.
Yeah.
So it would be a continuance?
Well, Josh is looking to see if it may have happened.
Nope.
Okay, so we need to continue because we have no DEP filing.
Move to continue to September 2nd.
Yep, second that.
I have a motion and a second to continue into 9/2. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained?
Should we continue all of the other three as well?
Unless someone has, we need to open them, then we can continue them, because we can't work on them without a DEP. All right, next one. Is that answering your question? No.
All right, so go ahead, so go ahead with the next one then?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this one's, we'll get the numbers right here. 77.
477, 481?
Okay, so on the request for notice of intent for Elite Main Street LLC, and again, Elite Main Street LLC, 20 Tower Terrace, Wareham, Mass. 02571. The applicant is proposing to construct a new duplex dwelling with associated site improvements. A portion of this work will occur within the 100-foot buffer zone to an isolated vegetated wetland. A portion of the proposed dwelling is within the buffer zone. The other work is within the buffer zone, is graded associated with the dwelling. The installation of dry wells and construction of retaining walls. No work will occur within the 50-foot no activity zone, Map 61, Lot 1017B, 47741 New Main Street, Wareham, Mass. And notice to open the hearing, please. So,
I have that motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing is open.
Move to continue to,
Well,
You
If I
can,
take
you can
a-
discuss.
Yes.
You can discuss
Yeah.
and then continue.
Any questions? Because if I take a look at this particular plan, the 50-foot is right next to the back deck, so these people will not have a yard.
I can revise the plan to show it grading to the 30 feet.
It would probably be best if you changed all four plans to show the 30-foot. Josh, and to my understanding, each one is individually, so it's not the 50-foot commercial component. So if you do the 30-foot, the people who might have this have another 20 feet of yard.
I agree.
Does anybody have an issue with coming back with a plan with a 30-foot? Doesn't change the layout of the
Right.
design of the house or anything.
Nope.
It just gives somebody a little bit more backyard.
will that affect DEP review?
No,
Okay,
it won't affect any comments that they may come back with, not at all, no.
okay.
It just,
Per DEP, you could grade right up to the wetland.
so what will happen is that instead of the clearing of the vegetation at 50 foot, the clearing will go back to 30 feet. And it's pretty, should I say, poor vegetation.
Yeah.
It's something I can't walk in. Somewhere down the line, there's a guardrail along Main Street. Which building is it in front of?
It's probably the last lot.
next to the house, the
Next to the old screen house.
greenhouse?
Because there's a retaining wall to the left of the screen house, and there's a hollow. So that's where the guardrail would be located.
So now, anybody have any questions on the second property? Anything, Kwame?
None, not this
Michael?
time.
No
Paula
questions.
Jean?
No, thank you.
Dr. Scott?
No, thanks.
I made my comment already, so we're going to see them all being modified for 30 feet. Okay, so we have no DEP? You can, Scott, you can see what you wanted to do.
Did you want to ask for comments from the public?
No,
Move to continue to September 2nd.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
I oppose, abstain. Okay, next one is,
On the request for notice of intent for Elite Main Street LLC, Elite Main Street LLC for 20 Tower Terrace, Wareham, Mass. 02571. The applicant is proposing to construct a new duplex dwelling with associated site improvements. A portion of this work will occur within the 100-foot buffer zone to an isolated vegetated wetland. A portion of this proposed dwelling is within the buffer zone. The other work within the buffer zone is graded associating with the dwelling, installation of drywalls, and construction of retaining walls. No work will occur within the 50-foot no-activity zone. Map 61, Lot 1018C, 79, New Main Street, Wareham, Mass. Notice to open the hearing, please.
I have that motion.
Second.
I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
I opposed, abstain, the hearing is open. Is there, we have no DEP, so it will be continued. Is there any comments on this one, Kwame?
None at this time.
Michael?
None, thank you.
Paula Jean?
No.
Scott?
No, thank you.
Anybody in the audience? Online? So we're going to talk about setting it from 50 feet to 30 feet back. Is there anything special about this one that's different from what we've seen so far?
No, they're all very similar.
Move to continue to September 2nd.
Second.
I have that motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Opposed, abstained? No DEP? Come on, Sandy. Okay. Where do you think that guardrail is?
Might be on this lot.
Okay, next one, please.
All right, on the request for notice of intent for Elite Main Street LLC and Elite Main Street LLC, 20 Tower Terrace, Wareham, Mass. 02571. The applicant is proposing to construct a new duplex dwelling with associated site improvements. A portion of this work will occur within the 100-foot buffer zone to an isolated vegetated wetland. The proposed dwelling is outside the buffer zone. The only work within the buffer zone is graded associated with the dwelling. No work will occur within the 50-foot no-activity zone. Map 61, Lot 1019D, 477 New Main Street, Wareham, Mass. And can I get a notice to open the hearing, please?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I opposed, abstained. The hearing is open. That's quite a steep backyard. Theoretically, you're clear the whole lot of vegetation.
It's like 1 and 5 grade, so what we tried to do here is just have a little flat area directly behind the house and then start the slope. And this is the lot with the guardrail at the street.
Why?
Why?
Why is there a guardrail? Is it so steep coming off the road they needed to put a guardrail?
Well, it goes from 26 down to 20 on the other side of the sidewalk. We're calling for it to be removed as part of the development because that front will be filled.
Okay. I know, outside of us.
Yes.
That's an odd place for one. Okay. Kwame, any questions?
None at this time, thank you.
Michael?
None,
Paula
thank you.
Jean?
Thank you.
Dr. Scott?
No, thank you.
Anybody online or in the audience? I'll hold off on Christine's notes until we have the next hearing, waiting for a DEP.
Propose to move to September the 2nd.
I have a motion to continue until 9/2.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? So you'll be changing them from 50 to 30? That will give some people some nice backyard.
Correct, very good, thanks very much.
In addition of the 4x4 posts.
Yes, that'll be in your special conditions, yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wait a minute. Sorry, let me pull my paperwork together. We have continued hearings. 7 Burgess Point Shore wanted to be continued until 10/1.
So moved?
No, it's already continued.
It's already- Okay.
Town of Wareham wanted to continue until 10/19. We're 10/19. Do they have a different time frame?
They requested another continuance. I sent it to you.
I know, and I
Yeah.
can't find my note.
10/19, because the prior one was continued to 10/21, so those are 3 days apart. They couldn't, that counted
No, we
right.
had continued until 8/9. They want to continue until 10/21. That was your note, was 10/21.
Madam Chair, just to make sure we're all on the same page, that's the Minot Avenue Narrows Road bike path?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
10/21.
No, you didn't.
right.
Yeah, October 21st.
Is there requested to be continued to?
Move to continue to October 21st,
Second?
2026.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. We'll continue. The next thing is River Hawk and 19 Bay Point Drive. Her notes say, wait a minute, I'll find them. Called Bob Rigo of River Hawk to inform him of a sale of bogs to Buzzards Bay Coalition, and that's the only comment on it.
So you're looking for a continuance for that?
Yep, is there anybody here for River Hawk? I see none, online or in the audience.
Move to continue to September 2nd?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, we're continued until 9/2. The next hearing is 16 Widows Cove Lane.
I spoke to, sorry, the the engineer's name is escaping me. Architect, Bill Lockwood. I spoke to Mr. Lockwood this afternoon before leaving, and he requested a continuance to September 2nd.
Okay,
Okay, so move to continue
Sec-
to September 2nd?
I
Second?
have that motion, I heard a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, it's continued. Next thing we have is the Water Pollution Control Facility. Anything update on that one?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Shall we try for 9/2?
Make a motion to
Continue.
continue until 9/2.
Second?
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, we're continued until 9/2. The next one is the Point Independence Yacht Club, continued until 9/16. I'm weird, that's weird. 9/16 is not one of our meeting dates.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, this ninth is a
9/16,
Wednesday, and the
we were
70th
saying
have to be...
9/21.
9/16,
September
Oh.
16th.
Yeah,
No.
because the ninth's the second Wednesday, and then...
we're in August.
Well, what
Sorry.
We were saying September 21st a minute ago,
I
right?
know, I'm sorry.
So should we change them all?
No,
No, you said October 21st for the last ones. 10/21.
so Point
Time just
Independence was
fly,
already
yeah.
already
Okay.
continued until 9/16. Next thing we have is 20 Candia Street. Anybody here for this one? Anything? Let's see if Christine's given us a note on it. She says a note here to continue it until 9/2.
Move to continue till 9/2.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 9/2. Next we have is 12 Rapia. I think we're waiting for engineering. Anybody, please?
Motion to continue till 9/2.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed, abstained, continued in 9/2. We just talked about 37 Prospect Street. They've requested a continuance in 9/2, and we've already granted that. We now have an amended order of conditions at 0 Pinehurst. Amended order of conditions. This is removing the groin and reinstalling it in a new place and nourishing the beach. All right, who's here representing that project?
Kim Lonis-Scheib, I'm the president of PBIA.
Brian Wallace with JC Engineering.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we are here tonight to amend the order of conditions that had been issued a couple years ago by the commission. I believe Kim here has been in front of the commission to sort of explain how we got to this point, and now we are requesting an amendment to that original order of conditions to remove and relocate the existing groin that is out there right now. So what we're planning on doing is simply taking the stone that's there now that had been used to construct the original groin, and we're moving that approximately 20 feet to the right if you're looking at the water, of similar size and height as the existing groin. We are taking the opportunity to make some minor improvements and bring it more into compliance with that original plan as far as the size goes, but it's fairly close to what is out there now. It's about 10 feet wide at its base by 38.4 feet long. We are also including the updated nourishment areas with this, so 60 cubic yards total is proposed on the westerly side of the groin there, and those contours are shown on the plan as well. And I believe that is the extent of the work that we are proposing. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
How high will it be? You're telling me it's 10 feet wide, 30 feet long, 38 feet long, and how high?
Yep, so
Wasn't there an issue with the existing one wasn't tall enough?
I don't believe that was an issue on that original one. It's going to be proposed to be about 2.5 feet plus or minus throughout its length. So at the furthest landward point, it's about 2.6 feet in height, and it's going to follow the shoreline. So by the time it ends, it'll also be about 2.6 feet high. And then it'll be
Covered at high tide?
Nope. Normal mean high water is at elevation 1.8. The top varies from 3.5 to 2.6. So you'd have around a foot of exposure during mean high water.
Sorry, I went out of turn. Anything else, Kim? Anything, Dan?
Just to reiterate, the last time, there's been a lot of regulatory agencies that I've been involved with along the way. We have been in continuous communication with Brendan Mullaney at DEP. We have an extension until September 15th. I've been doing more investigation about the shellfish survey. I've spoken with Amanda Davis at Mass Fisheries. She apparently reviewed the NOI in 2023, so she's familiar with the area, and she's reviewing everything, and she'll get back to me as to whether or not we need to do anything in that regard. The Army Corps of Engineers, I spoke with them. I have filled out and ready to go a nationwide permit number 13, which addresses bank stabilization. And that's about where we are right now, and then JC Engineering doing our engineering piece.
Kwame, questions?
None at this time, thank you.
Michael?
You already addressed it with my height and all that issue, so thank you.
Paula Jean?
No questions, thank you.
Dr. Scott?
So in our initial conversations, we talked about some of the issues with the traditional groins with scouring and so on, beach scouring. And there are, in my understanding, and correct me, Brian, if I'm wrong about this, there are differences, there are different ways of constructing a groin now that will allow for more pass-through of sediment through a groin the way it's constructed, so that you don't have the scouring issues. I know that we've been informed that there is a neighbor who's concerned about scouring, sent us pictures and so on. I don't know if you're familiar with those or not. Is this, the way it's constructed, is that going to be considering the question of current pass, I don't know what we'd call it, so that the current and the sediment passes through the groin rather than, and there's still going to be scouring, I think we all know that, but to minimize that scouring, will the design include ways for the sediment to pass through the groin?
Yeah, so there's, it really comes down to the material of the groin that you choose. So oftentimes you see, poured concrete groins, and those are, the worst case scenario where no sediment bypass can work its way through the structure itself. In this instance, it's constructed with, boulders, rocks that will allow some sediment to pass through during higher tides. Another method of sediment bypass is just making sure the structure does not extend all the way across the tide line to mean low water. So this one is about 50% of the way. So about 50% of the tidal cycle will be able to bypass the structure itself. This is a pretty typical structure and methodology of constructing groins in these coastal areas. The Army Corps of Engineers have technical guidance on this, and those are the two methods that they look at as far as bypass goes. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of, on the sandwich beaches, for example, there are these groins that sound very similar to what you have in mind. They don't extend anywhere near the low water mark. They're made with large boulders, and there's still quite a lot of scouring and deposition, depending on the side of it, which side you're looking at.
Yep.
So I think it's a legitimate concern. So I'm wondering if there's a way of laying the stones. So instead of just dropping them down there, if there's a way of laying them that would allow better passage of sediment through the stones rather than blocked.
Yeah. There's a middle ground, sort of, because you want to place them so they do interlock a little bit and remain stable, but like to your point, not too much where you completely close off and make it virtually impassable for sediment. So there's a fine line there that can be observed during construction.
Right, because the point of the groin is to stabilize,
sediment,
right?
yeah.
It's to retain. So
Yep.
you can't just have everything go through, otherwise you might as well not have one there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Well, that's a concern of mine, and I just hope that that it has been addressed already, the way this. So who will supervise the movement of the stones? Brian, will you be out there for that, or?
Well, we could certainly be out there, during construction. I think,
And I think the last time there was someone from conservation that, I don't know, Christine's not here, so I don't know if she gets involved in that as well, just as, being at the site. I don't know.
I don't think she has time to supervise the construction
No, not
of the
supervise, but I
groin.
know if she wants to observe,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
And then the other concern I have would be the relocation of any of the shellfish that would be there.
Yeah, and I am in contact with Mass Fisheries for that, and the question is, that my initial conversation with them is that it is such a small project, and that we are moving rocks, so we are freeing up some shellfish area and taking the same footprint. So they're looking at it from their end to decide whether that is an impact that is significant enough for us to have to do that. We are prepared to do that. I've already, spoken to, like I said last time, UMass Dartmouth has a marine biology section that is willing to look at that. I can get more information, but I'm just waiting to hear if they're going to require us to do that or not.
Well, there's a they and then there's an us.
Correct.
So we can also add that as, I believe, as a special order of conditions, that any shellfish that are there be relocated prior to the construction of the groin. So whether Mass DEP requires it or whatever, I think that would be something that I would like for this commission to consider as a special order of conditions.
So take it out of where it's going and put it in where it was, where it's coming from. How are you going to move the rocks?
That'll require a heavy machinery.
There will be machinery on the
Oh,
beach.
yeah. Yep, those are several 100-pound rocks, so that would be...
I'm sorry, Scott, were you done?
No more questions, Madam Chair, at this time.
W.
you for
Scott,
asking.
any questions?
I do. And I wonder if you would just help me be sure that I'm understanding this correctly. A groin was constructed, was permitted correctly, was constructed and appropriately installed, and then you learned that the engineer was unlicensed and had acted inappropriately.
2 years later.
2 years later.
Yes.
And reported that, which I think is
Yes.
great. You subsequently determined that a portion of the groin that is now in place encroached on an abutter's property.
Yes, when we found out that there was a fraudulent stamp on our plans and reported it, we had to obviously get a licensed engineer to assess the structure and location of the structure that was in place. We did so with JC Engineering, and when they did the survey, they found that there was approximately 116 feet around that of the groin on an abutter's property. Yes.
Not a good day.
No,
It was,
it was not a good day.
So 116 square feet?
I think it was less than that.
And help me with a little bit of an understanding
There's a
of the
picture.
overall
There's a
scale.
picture that shows the portion. If you would like to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easier to visualize than to describe.
Right here, the existing groin.
Okay, so that portion is encroaching.
This wall right here. Yep.
I see.
Yeah, these are...
And you're relocating the entire groin?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And the materials that were used in the existing groin are going to simply be removed?
Yep.
And you're putting new materials in for
No.
the...
No.
Sorry, yeah,
They're going to be reused.
Okay, good. And the overall area looks pretty comparable, a little bigger, maybe the newer one, proposed one?
Yeah, to facilitate the necessary side slopes, which is 1.5 of those, it requires it to be a little bit wider than what is out there now. So that's the explanation for it
So
appearing a little bit
removal of
wider.
that old groin is going to expose a bottom that's currently covered, and you're...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's complicated.
You're to be credited for the way you've tried to approach it, I think.
Thank you.
So there will be machinery on the beach. There'll be some type of platform or something on the beach, so the machinery can roll over, Plyco or whatever it is. I don't want it on the sand or the dirt, but isn't there something you can put down that allows the vehicle to go back and forth and not dig up the beach?
Yeah, there's matting you can put down. That's
You will put down.
more typically used for like salt marsh applications, but could be implemented in this situation. Yep.
I don't know how that would work with spreading the sand, though.
Well, I'm just
okay,
talking
okay.
about, I'm going to take a stone off of here, and I'm going to put a stone over here, and I'm going to use the machine to do it. So, right now, there's a lot of big stones at the top. You're going to put the bigger stones on the bottom, so you're going to have to expose all of it from the old groin to find the stones on the bottom to make the bottom for the new one,
Yep.
or whatever. And is there a period of time this has to be done? Is there a limit as to when you can do it because of shellfish or anything? I don't have I didn't have what we used for the initial order of conditions. I thought there was some limit.
I think that DEP does, in their permitting process, tells us when we can do that related to spawning.
So what we're saying is that your original order of conditions all hold, and what we're doing is we're amending it only for the movement of the stone and the placement of, wait a minute.
The sand was already approved, I think.
Ma'am, I forgot. How much sand?
60 cubic yards.
60 cubic. There it is, 60 cubic yards of beach improvement. Make sure you get the right type of sand.
And Madam Chair, if I may interrupt.
I'm not done yet.
All right.
So the work has to be done how many hours before or after low tide? You are limited.
Yeah, typically it's 3 hours before, within 3 hours of low tide. 3 hours before and up to 3 hours after low tide, yeah.
Okay, Michael?
Never mind, you beat me to the low tide question. Go ahead.
I have one little question.
Yep.
So I'm picturing, we're going to do this adjacent to low tide, so there's the wet sand and the shellfish are in there. Is the plan that someone, I mean, you guys could do it, go in, dig out all the kids, the critters, put them aside before the equipment goes in there? Is that part of the plan, before the equipment goes in, just crushes them all by being on the wet sand?
In the whole beach?
No, for the section where you're going to be
putting stones,
placing new stones.
Oh, yeah.
Beforehand, you'd have to get all the shellfish out. I just want to make sure that that's part of the plan. Shellfish get removed, then you have your mats or whatever for the heavy equipment, do your thing, move the material from the old spot, and that would be where you could replace the shellfish, right, in their new house.
Yeah.
So you're going to clear the shellfish in a 10-foot by 38-foot?
We have volunteers that said they will help move it as far as we need to.
Yeah.
All right.
The rake-a-thon.
Was there anything else? Yeah.
Brian, how big is the machinery you're going to use? Is it like a Bobcat size or?
No, I'm not 100% sure what the machine size would be. I imagine it would be the same contractor you had used before. Probably a medium-sized machine would be required for this.
Some of those,
not necessarily a mini excavator.
Some of those stones are pretty big.
Yeah. So that's something we could determine and notify Christine of. But certainly not there's no stones that are going to require, I think, significantly heavy machinery there. They're all relatively small for.
So this would determine how much damage is going to be to even with mats and so on.
Yep.
Still have. And do you store these mats somewhere? Do you have to rent them or?
Yeah, we'll have to talk with the installer at the time to determine what they have for that. Yep. Like I said, you get those for crossing salt marshes and whatnot a lot. Sometimes they're steel plates as well that can be used for that. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
One area of clarification. Help me understand the sequence, the choreography. There's a new area that's going to become the groin, and we've talked about removing shellfish and preparing it. When you're taking the stones from the old area, are they moving directly to the new area, or is it kind of a process that's real time, or is everything removed and placed someplace and then put back in?
Yeah, well, as the chair had mentioned, that the smaller stones are on top, so there's going to have to be intermediate stockpiling of those smaller stones while the machinery can get to the larger stones, then place those, and then place the smaller stones on top of that. So
the stockpiling is on the beach?
Those would be right in the vicinity of this work area. Yep.
How long do you think it'll take?
I did speak to the person who installed it last time, and he told me it would probably take 3 low tides
Okay.
to complete. ish.
Was there any plans of removing some of the stones that have fallen down from the street? There's a bunch of stones between the old location and the new location. Do you plan to collect them and put them back up on the hill?
That wasn't part of our project, but we
But
could,
you-
I guess.
You're going to be running over them
Yeah.
with the
yeah,
plate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so, I think a standard condition is that, the site needs to be restored to original condition. So that would certainly be part of it if any damage or displacement of that cobble berm occurred as Mr. Rooney passed over it.
all right. Any other comment? I'm going to read Christine's in a minute. Josh?
Generally, time of year restriction is May 1 to June 31st.
And that's in the original order of conditions, and we're not modifying that. So part of this is they have to agree to hold the order of conditions that was originally issued.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't, they're just amending that.
Yes,
So,
so,
yeah, those are still in effect.
okay.
Can I ask a question about that? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Are you saying that it can't be done until next May?
No, it can't be done between May 1st and July 30th.
Perfect, okay, thank you.
And then my other thought was, I think we're being a little dodgy about who did the work, but Brian, did you do water depth around the existing groin?
We did a full survey
Okay.
in the whole area. Yep.
There may be a potential option of doing some of it by barge, which I believe he has the ability to do.
Okay.
Just, it's probably worth looking into.
I'll check with him about that and see if the water depths would be
Right.
compatible with that. At the furthest seaward end of it, we have about 2 feet of water depth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, so that would be a little tricky.
Yeah,
I mean,
without grounding the barge. Yeah.
Yep. You may not want to take that risk.
It may create just as much disturbance as bringing.
Yeah.
And as I recall, it was like a medium-sized excavator that they had brought out the first time. And I think they did have a small skid steer, but that was really just for the grading of the beach.
Okay. And that would be used for the nourishment of
And the smaller one would have been used to improve what was there, so it wasn't moving a lot of big rocks. It was
Right,
just
right.
piling some stuff up, so it didn't need a big piece of equipment to move these, as we're going to need to move some of these boulders, bigger.
Well, no, he'll probably bring out the same size piece of
Oh, okay.
equipment. And one important note about his operation is he doesn't use petroleum-based lubricants. He uses, I would almost equivalent to like cooking.
I was going to say, will
Oils?
it smell like French
vegetable-based.
fries?
I don't think quite as much. I don't think he gets it from a restaurant, but it's the same concept.
Okay. May I read Christine's notes? The jetty does not seem to be doing its job according to an abutter. The project has been plagued with mishaps for the whole time. I don't believe they have finished the beach and nourishment, but it seems the sand has not accumulated on the jetty side. Is there a way to figure out how the sand will shift if the jetty is moved? Is there any guarantee that the jetty will accumulate sand? And of course, there is no guarantee. That was my comment. Moving of the jetty may help the accumulation of sand in an area that may see more wind/wave action than where it is currently placed. Is there anybody in the audience or online that would like to comment on this project? Please come forward and identify yourself.
Hi, I'm Sheila Marinucci. I am an abutter, not the abutter that made those comments, but I work closely with Kim, and Brian actually was kind enough to answer quite a few questions for us. We are very relieved that the jetty is going to be moved off our property. Our concern is our liability and the amount of time this is going to take. So we've been talking with the association about covering our insurance costs during this relocation. We just are looking to you to help them help dot the i's and cross the t's, but also do this as quickly as possible, ideally, because the insurance costs are high too. I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, could we, the neighborhood, volunteer to move the clams? Because we clam there every other day.
That totally makes sense, of course.
You said you had volunteers.
I have so many
We
volunteers.
have interns with volunteers, clam cakes.
That's
we can
up
have
to
a
you
party.
to, that's up to the organization to make it happen. We're just going to ask that it happen.
Oh, excellent, okay, we can do that quickly. Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else? If not, you're comfortable closing the hearing and modifying the amended order of conditions?
Move to close the hearing?
Second.
Motion and a second. Now, I'm hoping I'm getting them all, so bear with me.
We have to have a vote to close the hearing?
Oh, yes, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sustained? Okay. The order of conditions, all time restrictions that were originally approved stand. Shellfish will be removed manually before the new stone is placed. 60 cubic yards of beach nourishment will occur with light sand material. The work will be done from land 3 hours plus or minus low tide. There will be mats placed on the sand to reduce the amount of disturbance. Did I miss anything? I guess I didn't miss anything.
I think that's
The
good.
construction of the groin, consider reasonable amount of movement of sediment.
Yeah, there's a, passing of the sediment through the stone is a concern, so that will be up to the structural, how you place the stones to make that happen. But 60 cubic yards of sand, so I believe that is the motion.
So moved.
I have that?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstain. 500. You got the project. Don't get any work until you get the paperwork from Christine on this one, okay?
Thank you for your time.
Just from
All right.
just from a procedural point of view, I know the abutter on whose property the current groin sits is in favor of the project, but does there need to be some formal declaration, because some of the work is going to happen on her property?
She mentioned insurance,
Yeah, but,
that she's dealing with the Beach Association.
right, yeah, I know, but does there need to be some kind of, I mean, I would think that the application would be from both of the property owners, but I'm not trying to complicate things, I'm just
I'm just
asking
trying
a
to,
question.
I'm trying to understand your question.
Yeah, me too. So some of the work is going to be happening on property that is not owned by the applicant.
Yes,
So does there need to be some formal recognition of that?
I think a letter from Ms. Miranucci giving permission to the applicant to do work on our property would probably suffice.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Now-
do we have to get that into you? When would you like that? Before?
before you start the
we-
work.
Before we, okay,
You have
sometime
a
between now and
napkin,
then.
you could do it tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to keep work.
Okay, we have some certifications of compliances, and it's my understanding these are all set, ready to go. So we have 18 Diners Way, SC 761925. I need someone to make a motion
To approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. Then we have 2 A Street, SC 762954.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. 49 Warren Point Road, SC 762552.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second to approve, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. Next. We have 28 Nashon Road, SC 761301.
Move to
Motion
approve.
to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. 1301. That's an old one. Next one is 3052 Cranberry Highway, SC 76 1342.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. We have 73 Candy Street, in which it was approved but never signed.
73 or 43?
43.
43, I believe it was signed and issued.
And we lost it.
And, well, we gave it to
Somebody-
the,
it-
we gave it to the attorney and they lost it.
It never got
And it
filed.
never got recorded at the registry.
So we're not asking to approve it. They just have given us something to sign to replace the one that had been signed and lost.
Reissue.
Correct.
Move to reissue.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a motion to reissue. All in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, I didn't hear anything.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The 21 Pleasant Street, she still has not heard back from the landowner. So let me continue. Josh, is there anything you wanted to add in Christine's absence?
No, I mean, I'm happy to discuss anything you guys have on your consent agenda. Just understand I may not be as prepared as I would have been had I known I was showing up tonight before today,
I was surprised to see you here. Thank you for attending.
of course.
Okay, next we have,
I just want to note something about vehicles on the beaches. We're concerned about driving equipment on the beaches and disturbance. But I will point out that the town drives heavy equipment on the beaches all summer long. They have heavy tractors, they grade the beaches, they rake them, they turn it over. So
not all year round, because
No,
there
all
are
summer.
time restrictions for, yeah.
all summer.
Summer.
So I know the town bylaws requires that any vehicles driving on the beaches must have a permit from the, from the Board of, the Select Board after it goes through the process of coming to the Conservation Commission. That does not, clearly doesn't happen.
No.
Well, has that been approved in the past as an ongoing condition?
Well, I thought the approvals
I
only
don't-
last 3 years, right? And then you have to do it again.
Not always. There are some communities that do require that, right?
Are we one?
Falmouth, for example, I believe historically required notices of intent every 3 years.
What's our regulation?
I think yours would probably be pretty similar. I would say that Falmouth recently took the stance of allowing it in perpetuity. So they got away from the 3-year timing. I think I would also say that I think one of the reasons they got away from the 3-year timing was due to some actions taken by the state that just automatically extended permits. That would be the Leeds Act that was established. So I think that was probably one of the reasons why they looked at doing it in that way. But no, you're right. I don't know of any historic decisions by the select board to allow it as an ongoing activity.
So my question is, why are we so careful about allowing any of this equipment on the beach for construction when the beaches are used with heavy, there's disturbance not just by driving on them, by raking and grading and so on by the town. So I'm
Grading?
wondering what's the
I'm
difference.
only aware of raking the seaweed.
How low do they go? How close to the
They go
low
right
tide?
down, they go right down to the
All the
water
way?
during low tide.
Doesn't sound right. Sounds a
Well,
little
they
hypocritical.
can't, if they're going to remove the seaweed, they have to wait for the tide to be out enough so they can get to the seaweed.
Well, I can take video next time they do it.
So they're in the water raking,
We're close to the water.
That's not good.
Yeah.
but it's been, if you remember, there was a comment made that there was a lot of comments, they weren't raking the beaches because earlier in the spring and early summer because of the horseshoe crab,
They weren't supposed to be, right.
and they didn't.
Right. We gave them a time of year restriction for the horseshoe crab.
Then there was a time restriction on Little Harbor for the plovers,
Plovers.
which
Like
means,
plovers.
which went much further into the summer, and the people were, rip shit that they had to deal with the seaweed and stuff like that on their beaches.
Yeah.
But the town held their restrictions, so they did the right thing. I don't know whether or not they are given permission by the selectmen years ago to do it, to maintain the beaches, but what do they rake? They rake Little Harbor. They rake Onset Pier, Onset Beach.
North Beach as well, North Boulevard Beach.
How do they get North Boulevard Beach? I'm surprised because that is owned by the Wareham Land Trust.
And it's owned by that association.
But I'm
Sunny
surprised.
Beach?
I'm surprised
At
they
the
can.
end of North Water?
No, right on Muddy Cove, right along.
Oh,
North-
Muddy Cove, which is not North Water.
No, it's North Boulevard.
Oh, North
There's a
Boulevard.
beach, there's a sewer pump station, there's a
Yeah.
small
Oh,
playground,
yeah,
and
the-
then there's a beach.
The playground. Huh, I didn't know they got in there.
They rake the whole thing, not just the rack line.
Every day?
No, not every day.
This
Well-
is just down the shore from Dummy Bridge?
Yes.
Right around from Dummy
Okay,
Bridge.
yeah, I got it.
Where the playground is, in the
Yeah.
pump station?
Yep.
Then they're into Salt Marsh. Josh, would you be willing for you to take a look and see what you can find for what has been permitted by the select board for them as an ongoing practice of raking all of the beaches? Sorry.
It's
You
kind
have-
of like, it's kind of like.
You have a
gotta-
great agent that could take on that activity.
It's kind of like you gotta have a green, pristine, sterile lawn.
Our
and
office will look
God
into
forbid
it.
a piece of seaweed touches you.
Can you
and
speak
you're
to
in there.
Christine and see?
Yeah.
There has to have been some type of permission at one time for the town to continue to do it. I can, but, good point, Dr. Scott, we might find ourselves saying, no, you cannot rake any of the beaches. Therefore, our tourists and our people will have to sit in your seaweed, the smelly seaweed. Okay.
It's a natural
Now,
phenomenon.
there, we want to talk about the nitrogen bylaw. We're getting on to 8 o'clock. You had some meetings with town attorney
Yes.
and Josh Flaherty, so can you give us updates, please?
If you'd permit me just a couple of minutes, I think we can bring people up to date. I don't know that we'll reach any decisions at any time, but what I'm circulating is the agenda that we used with Josh's good assistance to meet with town council.
That was very impressive, by the way.
What's that?
Your organization,
Oh,
well planned.
thank you. Thank you. I really have to give credit to Josh and also to Attorney Bowen for being very receptive and being very helpful.
Here, I got so many extras.
I got extra.
Yeah, looks like you guys just too.
As I
Sorry.
think we began discussing, there are several options available to the commission under our authorizations and under state law that could be used to reduce nitrogen in the community. One, Sandy, your suggestion to make this a part of the general conditions. I requested Christine get me a copy of them, and she's not been able to do so yet, but Attorney Bowen felt that was appropriate and was within the immediate power of the commission to do. The second is to regulate within the buffer zones, the resource areas, and Josh's suggestion, which is a good one, was the flood zones. So we have direct authority there, some limitations with respect to the regulation of agricultural use, but it's something that, again, is reasonably within our authority and power by amending the wetlands bylaw for the town. Those two steps will really give us something to do now. The question of timing, Scott and I had a conversation about this, and there's an impatience isn't, there's an urgency to be able to do something that is within our grasp. There is a fall town meeting. In theory, we could reach the deadlines for submission of a proposed amendment to the wetlands bylaw, and my view was that that would be inadvisable. Because the third and the broader opportunity is to do something townwide. And that will clearly require the endorsement and the participation of other agencies in the town. It would require coordination with the wastewater protection programs, with certain other watershed initiatives, to be able to get the benefit of state law that gives us back authority that state law preempted in the first place. In general, we don't have any rights over the application of nitrogen outside of our wetlands bylaws. But there are now initiatives the state has put in place that allow you to take back control over some of those as part of a comprehensive plan that is related not just to nitrogen reduction, but to multiple water, wastewater, and related objectives. My suggestion is that although we have the authority in theory to act on our own, to bring this before the town and town meeting, and there's a pretty good chance that if we articulate it well and if we provide the reasons, we would get approval. The better opportunity, it seems to me, is to already begin to engage the people who will need to be a part of the broader town-wide initiative, to solicit their feedback on what we might do in the areas of our jurisdiction, and to begin to build the team, the coalition that we would then be able to step to for a broader initiative, including agricultural interests and others, where if we solicit the input and ask for their support, at this stage it becomes easier to map it over to a broader town-wide initiative. There was a question about whether hearings would be required by the committee to amend the bylaw, and I think Attorney Bowen's view was that they would be advisable. And I would agree. The transparency and the ability to solicit all kinds of input and to harness is going to be much more effective, not just in the near term, but in the longer term, keeping our eyes on the objective of something that would be town-wide. With that maybe muddy description, it seems to me that trying to deal potentially with the general conditions soon, apply for the amendment of the wetlands bylaw for the spring town meeting, be prepared for that, and to try to solicit build a coalition during that period would make sense, and then we're probably looking at a year after that to be able to accomplish something town-wide. I think we would have to take the leadership role in that. We've talked about some of the other areas of the town that have somewhat focused attention and objectives, and not that they would necessarily be opposed to what we're looking at doing, but they're probably not going to put it as their priority and use it to create momentum for those efforts. So that's kind of where I think we are.
Well, how soon can we change our order of conditions, and what would you put in it?
I need to see them to begin with.
If you go to the town website, on the conservation website, they're available there. You can print them out yourself.
I'll do that. I think that the question really would be the substance that Scott has articulated in his draft bylaw. What is it that you can and can't do?
Yeah,
would seem to me to be what we would map onto the general conditions, and we want to be sure that's right.
Yes, okay.
We do have some other...
if I may, Scott, assuming we do this, it will be challenged. There will be, because if it becomes a part of our orders and a part of our actions, notwithstanding whether the underlying action is justifiable and correct, as I assume it will be, the fact that we're adding a new condition will end up being litigated.
When we added to our conditions the slow nitrogen releasing fertilizer, nothing was said.
I think that's great, and you may well
Because we had been conditioning it as its own entity before we added it to the standard order of conditions. So they had been hearing us saying it for over a year before we actually put it in the standard
Well, that's a theory,
Yeah.
Sandy, to consider making it a special condition for some time
And see what type of pushback we get at that time, so we can very well, just like we listed a series of stuff for this amended order, we can say, okay, now we also want, because not everybody's going to do yard work. Because you're only going to be able to put it in there if there's going to be some type of grass or lawn. Because if someone's going to put in a dock, you're not going to put it as part of your
Right.
special order of conditions.
Right, but for like these
Like
four,
these four-
these
these two,
four
the lawn.
duplexes we looked at today, they're gonna have a
Yeah.
lawn adjacent to
Yes.
wetlands. It can be part of that special order of conditions.
Yes, yes. So this could very well be where we say to them, you may not put in a level of, maybe we'd be more specific as to the type of nitrogen level we allow as opposed to being a generic, slow-releasing.
Yeah, it's in the bylaw
I know
draft.
that we
And
can
we might
specifically.
solicit some suggestions from the Landscaping Association.
Yeah. I mean, the type of grass seed they plant is going to determine how much it would need to look the way they want it, so that would help.
Or we can say,
influence
or
what's
we can
planted
say
there.
it's a Cape Cod yard.
Yeah, there you go, and it is.
Well, I was about to say, maybe instead of mulch, maybe instead of like stone instead. I was, like crushed stone or something instead.
No, not for
Could
the
you do
kids
that?
to play with.
Dead zone.
Your yard is your yard, and you may want to play, what do,
You want life there.
Or would that be or does that go like a little too far, I guess, is the
well,
way?
yeah,
to-
because you want somebody,
Pave it.
might want to have a yard game, and they can't do it with stone and something else like that. So there will be grass. Now, we can very well say what type of grass they can plant, knowing what type of grass needs what for water and fertilizer.
That's what we need to know, and it would be nice to know if there was someone needs to do the research, and my hands are not going up because I'm overloaded, but putting together a list, a simple list of suggested types of grass for the people that have to have grass, that would be helpful and that
Yeah.
would match with the low nitrogen.
Because I certainly don't want it looking like a fairway or a green.
No, we don't, but
Okay.
getting that, it's education.
I think that is really part of the question, isn't it? Because part of what we face would be the aesthetic, that people who have these long sloping green yards going down to the water
It's just
may
conditioned.
feel to be critical.
Right.
And
It's a
as you know, we
visual,
came
it's a
from Brewster.
it's a visual of what their yard looks like. See what I've done with my yard, and you have crabgrass in yours.
It's a 1950s American dream look.
Okay.
If they can do that using this nitrogen restrictions that are in the bylaw, that's fine, you know. But we don't worry about the aesthetics, we worry about the nitrogen going into the bed.
That's right.
But it's,
No,
but
I'm not
it's the
suggesting that
aesthetics.
we should give the aesthetics a priority, but I'm saying that that will be where some of the resistance arises.
We could very well limit what they plant
Right.
within our jurisdiction.
I have
Good.
a related question, and this has to do with whether we can do a townwide bylaw. I think the research showed that your research, Scott, that the town has to have a a stormwater management plan. Is that right?
Watershed.
Do we have one?
A watershed permit, which I don't believe we have.
Well, I'm wondering if because Wareham's an
wastewater
MS4
management
town.
plan.
So does, Wareham's an MS4 town.
Yes.
So does an MS4 count as a stormwater management plan adequate for us to pass a townwide bylaw?
I mean, MS4 was shoved down our throat by the state.
So we could put it to use.
Yeah, another
I just
unfunded
want
I'll have to do a
caution.
little research on it.
Okay.
This is an area where a little research is not gonna get us where we need, as I'm
Yeah.
sure you know. This is an area where you could invest a year of research, given the multiple overlapping jurisdictions and regulations. And, we're trying to do this in a way that is simple, understandable, where we can educate people as to the benefits. And I think that we could run, it would be a problem if we become too detailed and too prescriptive.
Okay.
So for
Thank you.
now, I would say that's kind of where we are, and we continue to look at it.
Thank you. Any other comments on that? We had on our agenda, someone wanted to discuss 12 Harbor View. There's no one here to discuss it, so we'll just continue to keep it on the agenda as a discussion point. It's not a hearing, it's just a discussion point.
Well, Harper, what's there? What?
It's the 5-foot right-of-way in which we rescinded the order of, I don't want to discuss it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there will be
We
something.
did it a couple meetings ago, we rescinded it from the homeowner as opposed to the right-of-way person. Okay,
Move to adjourn at 8:06 PM.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, abstain. Thank you very much. John, we're done.
Good.